This is a really weird enigma. 8,000 years ago, humans navigated deep into a dark French cave. The question is, how did they do that? How were they able to see? Our world is riddled with fascinating, perilous, but beautiful holes into the quiet depths of the crust. To explore a cave is to meet with awe, a calm, almost alien world, far removed from the babble and busyness of the world above ground. One of the most spectacular known cave networks in the world is the Saint-Marcel cave in France. And this is one of the pictures of the cave lakes. But of course, they're lit by electrical lights, of course. Now, the entrance area has been occupied by humans for millennia, dating back to the Middle Paleolithic. But there's a lot more to it than entrance. The cave extends for at least 64 kilometers, 40 miles, a twisting, convoluted cavity bored through Earth's crust. Because of its long history of habitation, it's of keen interest to anthropologists, but now scientists led by geomorphologist Jean-Jacques Delannoy of the French National Centre for Scientific Research, CNRS, have found a puzzle. Deep in the cave, across a hazardous path including deep pits, they found broken stalagmites more than 1.5 kilometers, that's 0.93 miles past the entrance, suggesting the presence of humans around 8,000 years ago. Even by today's standards, which include safety gear, sophisticated equipment, and powerful lighting, the pits in the path are considered hazardous. This raises the question, how did ancient humans access the site and get back out again? This discovery and the fact that the structures are around 8,000 years old is exceptional, Delannoy says. This raises the question of cave knowledge at that prehistoric period, their ability to explore and cross shafts, and their mastery of lighting. The part of the cave Delannoy and his colleagues studied has been known about for some time, with a bunch of broken rock formations called speleothemes littered on the floor. These are mineral deposits formed by groundwater in caves, such as stalagmites, an upward pointing formation on the cave floor, and stalactites, a downward hanging formation on the cave ceiling. It's not uncommon for well-known caves to have broken speleothemes. It was kind of a dumb thing for cave explorers and tourists in the late 19th century to break off bits of rock as souvenirs, or leave marks on the cave walls to commemorate that they've been there. It was assumed that the broken speleothemes in Saint-Marcel were the work of such tourists. But Delannoy and his colleagues have found ancient traces of human presence in other caves, which raised questions about when exactly the rocks in Saint-Marcel had been disturbed. Luckily, with rocks there are ways we can find out, and this is what the researchers set out to do. Speleothemes form from a long ongoing interaction with water. You can break a stalagmite off at the root, but if the water continues to flow, the deposit minerals, the stalagmite, will of course regrow. The researchers examined the regrowth on the broken formations, but that's not all. They also analyzed the ratios of uranium and thorium in the speleothemes, a technique known as uranium-thorium dating. It works because uranium is water-soluble, but one of its decay products, thorium, is not. So any thorium in a sample is the decay product of uranium after the mineral has precipitated. Because the decay rate of uranium into thorium is fixed and known, scientists can look at the amount of each in the sample to determine how long it's been since the mineral formed. Using these techniques, the researchers found that the speleothemes mostly formed between 125,000 and 70,000 years ago. The team found that the earliest broken tip was around 10,000 years ago, and most recent was around 3,000 years ago. But there was another clue. A large number of broken pieces appeared to have been deliberately placed, creating a structure in the chamber. And this structure, the researchers found, was created around 8,000 years ago. There's no doubt about it, the researchers said. Humans were here, they conclude, long before we thought they could have been, somehow navigating the dark, dangerous passage and breaking rocks to build something. How they did so is for future work. Soot deposits on the chamber walls could be a clue if they were placed at the same time as the construction. The evidence for prehistoric human activity in the cave of Saint Marcel is conclusive, they write in their paper. Our study results are changing the way we look at Saint Marcel cave network, giving them a cultural dimension linked to prehistoric use. The results from saint-marcel cave invite us to take a new look at these societies, their use of caves, which has hitherto been considered to be limited to the entrance area, their engagement with deep underground landscapes, and the associated symbolic dimensions. And this was published on the Journal of Archaeological Method and Theory, and it's on Science Alert by Michelle Starr. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.